Hello YouTube, Retro Chef here. Very hot. A little bit of shock troopers in the background. Let's turn that down. So this is my 90s video response, which I was tagged in by my friend and yours, Quintendo, Mr. Craig. SUPERQUINTENDO. Top mate. So I'm trying to do everything 90s. Now, in 1990, I was 8 years old. England lost in the World Cup semi-final to Germany in 1990, and Miami Vice that year, I think it was January of that year, actually stopped filming, so there was no more Miami Vice. Now, we've got 7 questions, and I've watched quite a few of these videos and I've really enjoyed them. There's been some really good videos back, and I've seen some really good cartoons and whatnot. Now, it's hard because a lot of people have said a lot of things that I probably would have said, but to be fair, they're quite you'd expect those particular names to be said of certain cartoons, certain live action TV series, or you know. So I've got a bit of a different route. So let's see what happens. So guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back for another video. I'm enjoying my my time off with the family, which is nice as always. With my immediate house family, that is, obviously. We're not going to talk about all that malarkey because I think everyone's bored to death of that stuff. I've since obviously been on Danester's live stream, which was really good. I really enjoyed that. That's, you know, I really enjoy watching that with everyone, all the channels. You know, getting to see Lad and Dad, obviously myself, Scott, Sega Saturn Lad, Daz, 2D Rob, Gashead. I mean, there's been some great people in there, you know, and there's still more to come. Retro Dave was a really good one. I ain't seen him for ages, so, you know, that's good to see him. Right, so let's get down to this. I've got the questions here. I'm not going to put them on the screen because I ain't all that techie. Did a lot of that today. Anyway, so what is your favourite cartoon that you own on DVD, or is it, or you're just your favourite cartoon? This is quite tough, really, because 80s, 90s for me was some of the best cartoons. You know, I'm going to show some of the ones that are 80s/90s, but there's one particular one. I've kind of bent the rules slightly. It's only 3 episodes, and it's a manga, because obviously my big brother Paul is a couple of years older than me, so I was always on his coattails when it come to what he was watching, I was watching, and vice versa. So a lot of the stuff, a lot of manga stuff, really I got into because of him. But you know, we've had, you know, Ghostbusters, Spider-Man, classic, you know, Action Force or G.I. Joe. I mean, that's the movie. I love G.I. Joe. Action Force was great. Snake Eyes, obviously Voltron, loved Voltron. But this was 80s more, you know, and obviously SUPERQUINTENDO, old Craig, said about Batman. Obviously, I think everyone loves Batman. My Batman alarm clock, love Batman. Gargoyles, I would have probably said Gargoyles, but 2D Rob said that. I love Gargoyles. I'm so glad it's on Disney Plus, because I haven't actually got it on DVD or Blu-ray. I've got videos of it, which is pretty cool. This one, you know, this come out late 90s, 2000, and I really enjoyed this purely because it was before now. we'd always seen Batman. You know, the animated series Batman, that style. You didn't really see many other Batmans. And then we saw Batman in the Future, or Batman Beyond, if you're, you know, from America. Now, Batman in the Future was a great story. Different, you know, the drawings were different. You still had Kevin Conroy voicing Bruce Wayne, the old Batman, and then Terry McGinnis was voiced by Will Friedle, whatever his bloody name was. Anyway, he was in Boy Meets World? I think he was in Boy Meets World. He was Terry McGinnis, so he was that Batman. So I really enjoyed that. But again, I bent the rules slightly, but I don't care because it's, you know, it's my video back to Craig, and I'm going to go for something that for me is just the epitome of 90s anime. 90s manga. Storyline was great. 3 different stories about 3 different criminals who were turned into policemen via a bomb on their neck collar. The music was great. The soundtrack, if you try and buy it, is very expensive for an original one. And it's Cyber City, Oedo 808. Now, my brother would tell you, I played this to death. I watched this all the time. I've got it on video. I've still got my videos. I bought this DVD. I don't think it's on. I haven't seen it on Blu-ray. But the man who made this then went on to make Ninja Scroll and a few other things. Vampire Hunter D, I think it was. Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which was the second one, and some of the Animatrix animes. But great story. 3 different characters. You got Benton, Gogol, and Sengoku. 3 different stories. One's about a vampire, one's about a killer robot, and one's about a ghost. If you haven't seen Cyber City, do yourself a favour. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm 90% sure you can watch it on YouTube. I know 2D Rob knows about Cyber City. Great anime. So I'm going to say that is my, which again I say is one of my favourite cartoons. I even watch it now. Great film, great cartoon, great TV series, whatever you want to call it. Amazing. Second question is Sega or Nintendo? Now, we was quite lucky. I had Nintendo stuff, my brother had Sega stuff, and we swapped them, you know, whatnot. That's a really tough question. I'm going to say, purely because of how that company is still carrying on today, pretty much within console ways, I'm going to say Nintendo. You know, I love the Switch, love the Wii U, love the Wii, love everything. I'd still love Sega stuff, but for me, I'm going to say Nintendo. Next, favorite console video game. What is that? What have we got here? I've got a fly. That's right, I've got a fly flying around in the conservatory. Favourite console video game. Now this is another tough one. Because the 90s, I put a lot of hours into games. I mean, there's obviously you can say Final Fantasy 7, any of the Final Fantasy kind of games really, to be fair. You know, Streets of Rage has obviously come up. I've got a few here I'm going to show. I mean, Quackshot. This game to me, I can even today go and play this game. I love Quackshot. It's not the game I'm picking, but you know, this game is amazing. For me, it's very underrated. You know, what Disney games are rubbish, really? I don't. You know, the 16-bit era of Disney games at least were amazing. So that was good. And now we're going to move to Saturn. I mean, Shinobi X, you know, gets a lot of shit, but I actually quite like Shinobi X. And I know recently Scott Brand, Sega Zombie's been talking about that, but Shinobi X, great game. Best version of this game, Resident Evil 2 on the Dreamcast. I'm not sure when actually this came out. It says 2000, but Resident Evil 2 for me was another amazing game. Love Resident Evil anyway, but number 2 for me, I think, because it had the 2 players in it and the stories were slightly different, depending on what you did. Resident Evil 2 was another great one. Now this one was very close to being my favourite game of that era. You know, most people probably would have said Zelda, or maybe Mario 64 or GoldenEye, or, you know, but for me, this was very close, and I put so many hours into this game, and even now I can still play it. And it's zombies. Zombies ate my neighbours. But that's not the one I'm picking. But this one was close, near the top. The one I'm going to pick, purely because I spent so many hours on this game. I went back and played it again. Clocked it multiple times to get all the extra bits and pieces. The bandana, the tuxedo. You should know it by now. It's Metal Gear Solid. Now, it was when you had to find out, speak to Meryl, and the only way to get her radio frequency was to look on the back of the box. If you look just there, I don't know if it's going to come up because it's a bit sunny in here. Her number was on the back of the box. That is how you had to find and radio her. And I remember for hours I was trying to find that. And there was obviously not a lot of internet back then. But Metal Gear Solid for me was just such a phenomenal game. I mean, okay, and I guess now it looks a bit, you know, it's a bit dated and whatnot. And they've gone a real strange route with Metal Gear Solid. You know, I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty? Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater was great. Guns of the Patriot #4 was good as well. And then, what's the new one bloody called? It's so good I can't even remember the name of it. Anyway, that one I bought and I never really got on with it. Which was a shame really, because I love Metal Gear Solid. But yeah, that is going to be my 90s game. Again, I put so many hours into it. Next one. Favourite comic. Now, I collect a lot of comics. I still collect comics now. They get delivered to me. So I've still got a lot of nostalgia for comics. I've got a lot of the classic ones from back in the 80s and the 70s, even some from the 60s. You know, this one, I bought this one because this came out the year I was born and the month I was born as well. And it's Marvel Superhero Contest of the Champions. Now, it's not a massively expensive comic, but you know, it's graded and whatnot. First appearance of Talisman, Collective Man, Defensor and Shamrock. Again, nothing amazing, but that had a lot of nostalgia for me because, you know, it was the year I was born. You know, Darkhawk. I love Darkhawk, a really good character. Probably not everyone's cup of tea. He's not a massively well-known character, but pretty cool. Where's that fly? That's a blue bottle, that's right. Iron Man, I mean, I've got so many Iron Man comics, #1 as well. Some of the covers are great, you know, some of the storylines. Iron Man, again, I love. Black Panther, I've got a lot of Black Panther comics. This is from number 23, so what was that? That must have been the 70s? I mean, Black Panther, great comics. But I think, you know, it's going to have to be Spider-Man. This is a 8.0 graded Spider-Man 300, which was the first appearance of Venom. Obviously, Spider-Man's in the black suit. He loses the black suit. Venom, obviously, is the symbiote, blah, blah, blah. Gets onto Eddie Brock, and Eddie Brock becomes Venom. I could have, you know, Spider-Man for me, for years I followed him. Punisher was another good one. I love Punisher. But for me, Spider-Man, especially when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse come out as well, great story, great cartoon, another one. But yeah, it's going to be Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man, that is, because obviously the Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, which hopefully they will make something with that, great. But yeah, Spider-Man for me. Next one, Favourite pro wrestler? Now this one's tough. I grew up obviously in the 80s. I've still got my first video, which me and my brother we bought from our local sweet shop, and it is SummerSlam '88 with the Mega Powers, which was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage with Prince Elizabeth against the Mega Bucks. Mega Bucks? Yeah, Mega Bucks, which was Andre the Giant and $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. This fly is annoying me now. Anyway, that's one of my first wrestling videos that we bought back in the day. I've got a lot of wrestling videos. I've got loads of wrestling videos, loads of wrestling DVDs. So yeah, Hulk Hogan obviously is a good one. Macho Man. I mean, look who we got on here. Demolition against the Hart Foundation. Obviously Bret Hart, amazing wrestler. British Bulldog, Jake Snake Roberts, Hercules, Coco Beware, Ravishing Rick Rude. You know, that's that one. And then we get on to the newer stuff. I mean, I loved Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash for me, as much as I think he gets a lot of shit for pushing WCW the way it went, because there's a lot of rumours and shit about it, but Kevin Nash was good. Obviously Shawn Michaels, this is SummerSlam 2005, when it was Shawn Michaels against Hulk Hogan, and you had John Cena versus Chris Jericho, Batista versus JBL, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, another great wrestler. You know, and I've got some of the other classics, SummerSlam 90 and SummerSlam 91, SummerSlam 92 and 93, King of the Ring 93 and 94, In Your House 13, In Your House 16. Now, I've always loved The Rock. All right, I've got The Rock's old tattoo, similar birthdays, whatnot. Most people have said I would have gone for The Rock as my favourite wrestler, you know, or Bret Hart. But my favourite, and for me, this man is Mr. WCW. Other than Ric Flair, this wrestler for me is, he was all throughout the 80s, 90s, whatnot, 2000s, whatever you want to say. He came to WWE, sorry, quite late, which always pissed me off. But I felt he was great, and this is Sting. Now, the Sting for me was just great. Such a good wrestler. You know, he looked like the Crow. I don't know. He was so good. You know what I mean? Like Steiner Brothers, Big Van Vader. He had some great matches, Sting. You know, against the the Undertaker in. Did they have? I can't remember now in WWE because I don't really watch it much anymore. I'm going to say the Sting is my most favourite wrestler of all time. Next one. Favourite song and music video. Favourite song. Did I say favourite song? Favourite song and favourite. I thought it was favourite album. Anyway, regardless, I like this particular rapper. For even now, I still play his stuff. We lost him back in the 90s, mid 90s. Great lyrics, great album. This is my original album. This is my favourite album still of all time, and it's Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death. My favourite song on here is probably Mo Money, Mo Problems, because for me it was just such a good song at the time, and that's probably one of my favourite videos. It was just so over the top, you know, Puff Daddy and whatnot. It was great, and you know, Bone Thugs and Harmony on here. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know, I love Wu-Tang Clan, Tupac, Snoop Dogg. I love a lot of rap, to be fair. And obviously now I listen to a lot of 80s stuff. I like a lot of 80s stuff, you know. But yeah, Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death is my favourite album. Mo Money, Mo Problems, along with the video, because the video was really good. Last question. This one was tough. Favourite live action TV show and episode. Now again, like I said, big into the 80s, so this was quite a good one. Big in the 90s TV shows and whatnot. I mean, some of these are 80s, but you know, Airwolf, you know, Street Hawk, Love Street Hawk. Equalizer. I love the Equalizer. Obviously, this is the kind of story they use for the Denzel Washington. It's not exactly the same, you know, but it's close enough. Equalizer, Ed Woodward. Love Equalizer. The theme tune, even now, like, gives you shivers, you know. Miami Vice, like I said, I love Miami Vice. You know, I remember when my brother remembered this. I had a TV in my car, a flip-out DVD TV in my car, and I used to watch these when I was driving. You know what I mean? Have it on. And there's a scene where in the pilot episode, Brother's Keeper, where Tubbs, played by, what's his name? Michael Philip Thomas. Oh shit, I should know that really. His brother gets killed. He comes to Miami. His brother gets killed. Blah blah blah. And Don Johnson's Sonny Crockett, or Sonny Burnett, because he had an alias name as well, helped him track down who the person was who killed his brother. And there's a scene where they find out that one of Sonny Crockett's long-time friends was lying to him for a lot of years and whatnot, and he's driving in his Ferrari Daytona, which was actually not really a Ferrari. It was I think it was a Corvette body kit. Anyway, and In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins was playing. Amazing. Just, I can't even tell how nostalgic that is. This finished in the 90s. Obviously, I didn't watch it in the 80s. I watched it a little bit later. But it was on after 10 on ITV, if I remember correctly. Like after the 10 o'clock news and whatnot, it was on. But yeah, Miami Vice, great TV show. Even today, I love it. Another one. It's like a guilty pleasure, I guess. Some people like it, that don't. Angel. I used to love Angel. I've replaced Angel with Supernatural. I really like Supernatural. This come out like late 90s, I think it was. He got his own TV show. Really good. Vampires, whatnot. I like all that shit. But for me, I'm 90% sure this come out in the late 90s. I might make myself look stupid now. I'm just actually going to Google it, because I haven't actually checked, but I swear this was out in the 90s. I could be wrong. When did it come out? Oh, just September 99. This programme was filmed around North London, the Tufnell Park, Camden, Islington area. Okay. The two people who wrote the story went on to some great stuff. Obviously, once you see, you know who they are. This for me programme was about boyfriend and girlfriend, a fake boyfriend and girlfriend to get a flat, and they weren't really boyfriend and girlfriend, but they wanted the flat together. Blah blah blah. This program was so good. Yeah, there's an episode of just about Resident Evil. It was Spaced. I absolutely love Spaced. It was so funny for its time. You know, obviously there's Red Dwarf. But that was, you know, I love Red Dwarf as well. But for me, this was just great. It was like I said, it was filmed locally to me. When we used to live in North London when I was younger, you know, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and obviously Edgar Wright, and another great director. Like, they did some great stuff. They've done Hot Fuzz. Is it Paul? You know, they've done so much together. So yeah, Spaced. That is my TV show of the 90s. Now, who am I Who am I? You know, I want to say some people's names, you know what, and all that stuff. But how do you do that, really? Let's be fair, because it's open to everyone. I'm not going to tag anyone. I'm not going to tag anyone. Anyone who watches this, please do your own. You know, we've already seen some great ones. Tooties would be great. I don't think Tootie has done one. Tootie, you'd be great. So look, I'm gonna say you fella. Tootie would be great. Shocks is gonna come up along with Gasset, because I would have probably said them. Yeah, I'm gonna say Tootie, and anyone else, please. Anyone who wants to do it, you crack on. I'm looking forward to watching any of these, because so far I've really enjoyed them. Yeah, I hope there's some, you know, some stuff there I've pulled out. There's a bit of 80s there and whatnot, but I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm now going to play Shock Troopers on the my Neo Geo malarkey. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Thumbs up the video. Comment please as well. Let me know what you think. Anything I've missed, or if I got something wrong. I could have, because I've just about got space right. I'm sure it was in the 90s, but it was 99 September. Let me know what you think, and please, anyone, make a video back. You know, I'm going to say Tootie, like I said, but anyone, please. You know, Walter, I'd like to see yours. I'm trying to think who else who hasn't done one. Big Al, I know Retro Bear's done one. You know what? I've watched so many videos, I'm not quite sure. But listen, anyone who's watching this, make a video. You know, let me see what you think of the 90s. Is there anything different to what I've done or what anyone else has done? So guys, thanks for watching. Please stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.